His name is Wade Wilson. He has a swastika tattooed on his face, a stitched grin carved into his skin, and a body count that shocked the state of Florida. He's sitting on death row right now, convicted of brutally murdering two women in cold blood, and somehow he has thousands of female fans who think he's attractive. This is not fiction. This is not a Marvel movie. This is real life, and it is one of the most disturbing stories the internet has ever produced. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how this happened, and it will make you question everything about how we consume true crime. Let's start from the beginning. Wade Wilson was born in 1995 in Florida. By most accounts, he was charming, good-looking, the kind of man who could walk into a room and immediately pull people toward him. But beneath that surface was something else entirely. Wilson had a long criminal history before anyone outside Florida had ever heard his name. Theft, drug offenses, a pattern of behavior that law enforcement would later describe as escalating, quietly, steadily, towards something far worse. Then came October 2019. Within the span of just a few days, two women were dead, Kristine Melton and Diane Ruiz, both found brutally murdered, both connected to Wade Wilson. Investigators quickly zeroed in on him, and when they arrested him, what they found wasn't a man consumed by guilt or remorse. He smiled for his mugshot. That smile, those tattoos, that face, would soon become one of the most recognized and debated images in true crime history. The trial of Wade Wilson began in 2024, and from day one, it was unlike anything Florida's courts had seen in years. Wilson showed up to proceedings seemingly unbothered, smirking, leaning back in his chair like a man watching someone else's movie. Prosecutors laid out a case that was methodical and devastating. They argued that Wilson didn't just kill, he targeted, he manipulated, and he felt nothing. The jury agreed. Wade Wilson was found guilty on both counts of first-degree murder, and then came the sentence: death, in a state that has executed more people than almost any other in America. Wilson was added to a list of men waiting for their final day, a list he seemed, to many observers, entirely unbothered by. But here's where the story takes a turn that nobody, not the prosecutors, not the victims' families, not even the judge, could have predicted. The internet was just getting started with Wade Wilson. Wade Wilson, if you've ever watched a Marvel movie, or really existed on the internet for more than 5 minutes, you know that name. Wade Wilson is the real name of Deadpool, the fast-talking, fourth-wall-breaking, regenerating anti-hero played by Ryan Reynolds, a character beloved by millions worldwide. And when news broke that a real man, a convicted double murderer, shared that exact name, the internet erupted. At first it was jokes, memes, the kind of dark humor that spreads across Reddit and Twitter in hours. Deadpool origin story didn't go as planned. The multiverse got dark, but then something shifted. The memes started getting mixed with something else. Photos of Wilson before the tattoos, people commenting on his appearance, fan accounts, actual fan accounts, started appearing on TikTok and Instagram, dedicated to a man sitting on death row for murdering two women. The algorithm didn't care that he was a killer. It only cared that people kept clicking, and they did, by the millions. To understand what happened with Wade Wilson, we need to talk about something that makes a lot of people deeply uncomfortable: hybristophilia. It's a psychological phenomenon, sometimes called killer groupie syndrome, where individuals, predominantly women, feel romantic or sexual attraction toward people who have committed serious crimes. This is not new. Ted Bundy received love letters in prison. Jeffrey Dahmer had women proposing marriage to him behind bars. Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, actually got married while on death row. Psychologists have studied this for decades, and the explanations are complex. Some researchers point to a perceived sense of safety, the idea that someone behind bars cannot actually hurt you, making the attraction feel consequence-free. Others point to the savior complex, the belief that I could be the one to change him, to reach the part of him nobody else could. And then there's the media machine. True crime has exploded as a genre. Podcasts, Netflix documentaries, YouTube channels, like this one, that break down cases in detail. And with that explosion has come something uncomfortable to reckon with. Sometimes, in telling these stories, we inadvertently build the very celebrity we're warning people about. Wade Wilson is the most extreme version of that tension the internet has ever produced. And now I need to stop, because in the thousands of TikTok comments, in the fan accounts, in the meme pages and the viral posts, to names kept getting buried. Kristine Melton, Diane Ruiz, to real women, with families, with people who love them, with futures that were violently taken from them by the man the internet decided to turn into a celebrity. Kristine was someone's daughter, someone's friend, a person who had dreams and plans, and a whole life ahead of her. So did Diane. And while the internet argued about Wade Wilson's cheekbones and debated his Marvel connection, their families were living with a grief that doesn't go away when the trending topic changes. This is the part of the story that doesn't get enough views. This is the part that should. Because every time we click on a fan account for a killer, every time we share a meme that treats a convicted murderer like a pop culture moment, we are making a choice about whose story matters. And right now, the algorithm is choosing wrong. In May 2026, Netflix released the second season of Worst Ex Ever, a true crime docuseries produced by Blumhouse, the same production company behind some of Hollywood's biggest horror films. And the lead episode, Wade Wilson, the documentary doesn't glamorize him. If anything, it does the opposite, centering the voices of the women in his life who saw the warning signs, who tried to leave, who were dismissed when they reported him. It asks a question that goes well beyond this one case. How does a man like this move through the world undetected for so long? And the answer is uncomfortable. It involves systems that failed, communities that looked away, and yes, a culture that sometimes finds danger more compelling than accountability. The show has been reviewed as one of the most important true crime releases of 2026, not because of Wade Wilson, but because of what his story reveals about us. Wade Wilson will spend the rest of his life, however long that is, on death row in Florida. His fan accounts will probably keep growing. The algorithm will keep feeding them to people who click. But here's what I want you to take away from this video. The most dangerous thing about a story like this isn't the killer. It's how easily we forget the people he killed. Kristine Melton and Diane Ruiz deserved better than to be footnotes in a viral moment. They deserve the full weight of our attention, our outrage, our grief. So if this video did anything, I hope it made you think twice the next time a killer's name starts trending. Ask yourself, whose story am I actually amplifying right now? If you found this video valuable, hit subscribe. Every new subscriber tells the algorithm that fought for true crime, the kind that keeps victims at the center, is worth pushing. I'll see you in the next one.